beautiful humans. I hope you're all having a wonderful gem of a day. Today I'm doing a extended La La Land makeup tutorial. Now I've already done a La La Land makeup look and I will link that in the description box or on the screen. Basically I'm doing a series on my channel called trailer makeup. So I kind of noticed that there was a little bit of a gap in the makeup tutorial sort of YouTube section where people were doing makeup looks after films came out, but no one was really doing much before a film came out. I kind of felt like people would want to see that. I wasn't sure if people would want to see that. I thought, well, I'll just test it out. I'm just gonna see if anybody actually wants to see makeup looks before the film comes out, and apparently people do, because my La La Land makeup video is one of my most viewed videos. It is, I think it's my second most viewed video. I mean, I have a pretty small channel. I don't have a lot of views, but it's sitting around 400 views right now, which is, for me, amazing. Like, none of my videos ever get that many views. So I'm definitely going to continue on with that series. I've done another one as well. I did a Natalie Portman, Jackie Kennedy makeup tutorial as well. So this is the extended version of my La La Land makeup tutorial. I won't be doing the makeup again. As you can see, this is not La La Land makeup, but I will add on that makeup look, the exact same thing, onto the rest of this video. So the first half is going to be a discussion of the film because I saw it last night. I went down to my local cinema, the Hippodrome, which is basically this round cinema. It is absolutely gorgeous inside. It's in a little town called Bowness where I live, and it's just absolutely beautiful. So it was the perfect place to watch it. I think it's an old theatre. There's like a balcony with seats at the top. I sat at the top and there's this beautiful ceiling. It's just absolutely gorgeous. And there's like a stage, like a proper theatre stage at the front. So it's such a nice experience to see a film there. So I was really happy I got to see that. It was the last night it was showing. So I was like, I'm going to see that. I don't even care. I went by myself. I was like, I don't care if nobody wants to go with me. I'm just gonna go because it's the last night and I really need to see this film. And especially in that theatre, I just thought I have to see it there. So yeah, basically a rundown of this video. It's going to be about the makeup in the film, obviously, about the director, about the film itself, what I thought. So it's kind of like a bit of a review, but also some information. So if you're not into that stuff, skip to the makeup or go to my other tutorial. I will link down below my other tutorial, and I will also put in the description when the makeup starts, because I know that a lot of you won't be interested in that, but I definitely am interested in that stuff. Like, I just love the behind the scenes of movies. I'm a massive film nerd, so I love this kind of thing. So if you are into this kind of thing, then keep on watching. Okay, so the director of this film was Damien Chazelle. Is it Chazelle? Chazelle? I am so bad with pronouncing names. I have no idea if that is how you pronounce it. I'm so sorry if I got that wrong. Now, I had never heard of him before. I had heard of him actually for one of the films he did. He did a film, I think it was a couple of years ago, called Whiplash, and I haven't actually seen that, but I remember watching those Academy Awards. It was nominated for 5 Academy Awards and it won 3 of the 5. And actually that's pretty much the only film he's really done. He has directed another film called Guy and Madeline on a Park Bench, and that film is actually all in black and white. It's about a jazz trumpeter and it has loads and loads of music. It's a musical, and it's actually a very similar thing. I haven't seen that either. I haven't seen either of those films, but they're both quite similar in that there's a lot of music, there's a lot of jazz. I don't know if you knew this, but actually Whiplash was kind of his story, Damien Chazelle's story. He played the drums in high school and he had a teacher who was quite strict, quite intense, and he was his tutor. So he taught him the drums. He was playing jazz drums. I don't know how they're different from normal drums, but anyway, he was playing jazz music on the drums, and he basically said that his teacher just told him that he had no talent, and he agreed. He said that he didn't really think he had any talent either, but then he kind of got into filmmaking, and basically his films are all about jazz and about musicals. And he said that when he first wrote Whiplash, he kind of put it away for a while because it was such a personal story, because that's literally his story. Like, that is his life. That's how he got into music. That's how he got into films, because he kind of didn't really succeed in music. So yeah, I'm definitely going to be watching that movie after I film this, because I'm really interested to see that, because I remember it getting a lot of positive reviews. A lot of critics said it was really good. And that one also has J.K. Simmons in it as well. He was also in La La Land. He played the jazz-hating club owner, which is quite funny because he was in Whiplash and he was this tutor, a jazz tutor. Now, for Guy and Madeline on a Park Bench, he produced, edited, did the cinematography and the soundtrack for that film. And he also wrote and directed La La Land as well. So he writes and directs all of his films. So he's a pretty involved director, I guess you could say. Now, La La Land opened the Venice International Film Festival in August of 2016, and it was an absolute smash hit with the critics. They loved it. It received 7 Golden Globe Awards, which is record-breaking. I think the previous record was 5. It's nominated for 11 BAFTAs and 14 Academy Awards, which is record-tying along with Titanic and All About Eve. Now, I haven't read any of the reviews of this film yet. I mean, obviously I know it is very well received, but I haven't really read any specific reviews because I really wanted to give a really honest first impression impression. I only just saw it last night, so this is my honest first impression of the film. And before I go into that, I'm just gonna say, watch the behind the scenes. It is so good. I will leave it in the description. It has a really interesting behind the scenes. And if you love this film, and if you love films in general, then you will definitely love this behind the scenes. Okay, so my opinion of this film, the first thing I noticed was definitely the cinematography. Like the colors in this film, holy crap. Like so many films get this so wrong. I don't know why. I mean, not necessarily wrong. I don't think you can really say it's wrong, but so many films, the color scheme is very sort of monochromatic. There's very few colors, and actually one of the first things they do when they kind of conceive of a film is they come up with the color scheme. They actually will have like an idea of exactly the kind of colors they want in the film. Because I watch a lot of films set in the 40s, and for some reason 40s films or films set in the 40s always have really dull color schemes. So yeah, that was the first thing I noticed, was the color scheme was absolutely gorgeous, super saturated. Even the shadows, because there was a lot of it was set at nighttime, but somehow they still managed to make the shadows like a purpley color. Like they made everything color, and I just absolutely loved that idea. It was literally just beautiful. Like every scene you could just pause it and stare at it, and I love that in a film when you can just pause it and stare at it for ages. And that's how you know, I think, that a film just is, the cinematography is amazing, is if you can just pause it at any point and just look at it. And actually the guy that did the cinematography for this, he did Joy, American Hustle, and 100-Foot Journey, is that what it's called? I don't know. He did those 3 films, and I love the cinematography in those as well. So yeah, this was absolutely gorgeous. Another thing that I noticed quite quickly as well was the long takes. I love long takes in films. It really frustrates me when films are so super finely cut. They just cut everything. There's like a 2-second clip and then another 2-second clip and then another 2-second clip. I don't know, I just find that I start to get irritated when films do that. So I was so pleased when I saw that they had kept in these really long takes, and the camera movement was really, it was almost like the cameraman was dancing. Like it was kind of moving like with the characters. Like if they would walk from like point A to point B, the camera would sort of move, but in like a really beautiful, long, smooth movement. It was literally like the cameraman was dancing, which I don't know if anybody else noticed that, but I found that beautiful and really noticeable. And I think he probably did that because, I mean, he said that he based it on sort of 40s, 50s musicals, and a lot of old films, I mean, old films have a really long takes because people back then had a much longer attention span, so they weren't constantly chopping everything. So I think that's probably why he did that. But yeah, I just absolutely loved that whole idea. Another thing which you probably no doubt will have seen in anything to do with this film, if you watched any of the trailers or any of the reviews or anything like that, you will definitely know that this is a very high concept film. There's a lot of like movie sets, they like start dancing and then they'll go up into the clouds, into the sky. It's just like very high concept, but I loved that about it. I really enjoyed that. Okay, I do have a couple of negatives. Now I'm really sorry, I absolutely hate it when I watch people and they're reviewing something and they point out all the negatives. I don't know, I don't like thinking about the negative things in anything. So I'm really sorry if you loved this film, and I definitely agree that it is an amazing film, and I'm not saying that this is what everybody's gonna think. This is just my personal opinion, but I personally, I don't know, I just didn't really like the whole sort of idolizing of that definition of success as being about stardom and about fame and money. I don't know if that's what he was trying to achieve. I don't think it was, but I kind of was a little bit irritated by that whole idolization of that way of life and how that was sort of the ultimate. I don't know, I'm probably the only person that thinks that, but personally I was watching it and getting slightly irritated. But apart from that, if you just look at the visuals, which is for me one of the most important things. I mean, the most important things for me in a film are the visuals and the music or the soundtrack. So both of those were amazing. So yeah, it's only tiny little things. I did come away slightly disappointed. I didn't like it as much as I thought I would. I didn't think they'd use as many cliches. I kind of thought it was supposed to be making fun of the cliches, but they kind of embraced them, which, I mean, if you like that, then that's good. I'm glad you like it. I just personally didn't particularly like that aspect, but as a whole, I thought it was a beautiful film and one of a kind. I haven't really seen anything else like it. Now, the makeup department head for this film was Torsten White. Is it White? I have no idea. Again, really sorry about the pronunciation of names. I'm sorry. Now, she was the personal makeup artist for Emma Stone and Ryan Gosling. She also did the makeup for Little Miss Sunshine, Ruby Sparks, and the girl with the dragon tattoo. And she actually was introduced directly to Emma Stone and Ryan Gosling from one of her industry friends. She kind of met them, and then through that she was able to meet Damien Chazelle, and they kind of came up with this concept, and she said she just had to do it. She just knew immediately that she had to do this film. And she worked very closely with the hair and costume department as well when she was designing the makeup looks. And the makeup look I created, it wasn't particularly, when I was watching the film, I was like, my makeup look looked nothing nothing like the makeup in the film. I was like, why did I think that? Because I had so many screenshots. Every single time I do a film makeup look or a celebrity makeup look or anything, I have a gazillion screenshots. Like seriously, dozens and dozens and dozens of screenshots of all different angles, all different lightings, as much as I possibly can, and then I study it. Like as I'm getting the makeup out, I study every single aspect of it. So I knew what the makeup looked like in this film, but for some reason, I don't know, it just didn't really turn out the way I thought it would. But I did think it looked like the makeup that I would have hoped would be in this film. It kind of looked like a more vibrant version of the makeup. Because when I was watching, I was a little bit disappointed with the makeup. I was like, oh, it's not quite as vibrant as I thought it would be. I kind of thought because the costumes and everything, they're so vibrant and all of the colors are so vibrant, I kind of thought her makeup would be a little bit more vibrant. I don't know, maybe that's just me, but the makeup look I created was slightly more vibrant. It was pretty much quite a similar thing. The eyeliner was a little bit thicker by complete accident. I did not mean to do that at all. And actually, when I was watching the film, I don't even think she was wearing eyeliner, but her eyes, her lashes are really, really thick at the base, so actually you can use eyeliner to mimic that anyway. But the lips were definitely not quite as bright as I did them. They were really subtle, like it pretty much looked like she wasn't wearing any lipstick in a lot of it. I mean, she did wear a red lipstick for a lot of it, but even then it was like really, really subtle, which is nice. I liked it, but I kind of thought the vibrant pink would have been cool. I don't know, maybe that's just me. But anyway, if you would like to see how I achieved that makeup look, then please keep watching. To start off the eyes, I'm just going to go in with my Maybelline Color Tattoo in Creme de Nude. And then I'm just going to set that with my Makeup Revolution Redemption Palette Essential Mattes 2, and I'm just going to use this shade here. Okay, and then for this look, the eyes were quite bare, pretty much nothing on them, but I'm just going to go in with a slight color. I'm just going to go in with a champagne color from my Barry M Champagne and Dreams palette, and it's just this one right here. I'm just going to put on a light wash sort of all over the eye. And then just going in with the white shade, I'm just going to put that on my brow bone and also in my inner corner. Okay, and then because I've just put white all over my eyes, I'm just going to sort of deepen up the socket and bring back that crease a little bit with my Makeup Revolution Redemption Essential Mattes 2 palette again. I'm going in with that sort of brown matte shade. Even if you're going for like the simplest eye look, if you put anything on your eyes, you know, just like a matte cream color, you know, like a paint pot or something, you pretty much need to add that socket line back in. That's exactly why people contour their face and their nose. It's just to add that dimension back, because when you put something all over, it's kind of like creating a blank canvas, so you kind of have to add that dimension back in, otherwise your eyes look quite sort of one-dimensional and flat. Okay, now she definitely did have a liner on, not like a winged liner or anything. It was just at the base of the lashes, and I think it may have been a gel liner. It looked like it was. So I'm just going to go in with my Maybelline Eyestudio Lasting Drama Gel Liner, and this is really just to thicken up that lash line. It's not to add too much drama, it's just kind of more added depth. And Emma Stone has quite round hooded eyes, so something like a liner really does help with that hooded, because when you have hooded eyes, particularly her eyes because they're extremely hooded, it's really difficult to wear eyeshadow because basically you just can't see anything, you know, as soon as she opens her eyes you can't see any of the eyeshadow. So putting something like this at the base of the lashes really helps to add that drama and that dimension and depth to the eye without using eyeshadow. And also just having this liner that just goes to the edge of the eye and not any further out really does help to make the eye look rounder as well. And I'm just tight lined with that gel liner as well. Okay, I could totally just pretend that I meant to do that, but I accidentally put way too much liner on this line and on this eye, so it's a lot thicker, so I had to even them both up. So I'm gonna go for a thick liner. Let's just pretend I meant to do that. You know how people say like eyebrows are supposed to be sisters, not twins? I never struggle with my eyebrows. I struggle with my eyeliner. This eye, I always get perfect, like it always looks amazing, and then as soon as I do this eye, it is like hell. It just doesn't work. I hate doing a liner on this eye, and I always have to adjust this eye because this eye looks awful. So then I have to make them both look awful because then they look at least even. Did anybody else struggle with that? I feel like we need a support group for people that struggle with getting their liner symmetrical. Let's go on to mascara. So I'm just using my Maybelline Lash Sensational mascara, and I'm not going to be using any false eyelashes. She was wearing false eyelashes in a few of the scenes, but for the sort of main look, like the kind of poster look, I guess you could say, she's not wearing any false eyelashes. So I'm just going to use lots and lots of mascara. I'm going to use the same trick I used for my Princess Leia look. So basically, for anybody who has round eyes and you're trying to get that rounded look, one tip is to make the eyeliner just go to the edge of the eye, but also with the mascara. What I always do is I sort of coat my outer lashes with mascara, but when you're trying to get that rounded look, it's a really good idea to just sort of do these lashes and not really focus as much on the ones on the outer edge, and just kind of make sure these are really, really long and sort of pointing forward so that you kind of get that rounded eye effect. Because as soon as you start coating these ones and bringing these ones out, you get that longer eye look. Okay, so before we go any further with the eyes, I'm going to do my face. So I'm just starting out with my L'Oreal Infallible mattifying base, because I mean, I've said this before, but film makeup does tend to be very, very, very matte, and this was no exception. This was a very matte look, so I'm just going to do everything I can to make my face look quite matte. Then I'm going to color correct using my sleek color correcting palette. Shoot, oops. Oh, I meant to put yellow there. What am I doing? I'm not thinking. I meant to put yellow under my eyes. Oops. Well, this is gonna be interesting. Righty-o. Moving on to foundation. That was weird. I'm just going to go in with my Rimmel Match Perfection foundation. Sometimes I really wish I did voiceovers because I really want to listen to the soundtrack. It's going around my head so much. Damn you, copyright! Okay, and then for concealer, I'm going in with my Maybelline Eraser Eye Concealer. Okay, and then to get that really, really matte look, I'm going in with my Rimmel Stay Matte Powder. Okay, and then for contour, I'm not going to contour too much. I'm just going to, again, add that depth and that definition back into my face. And I'm going in with my Makeup Revolution Ultra Pro HD Contour Palette, and I'm just going to use this shade here. And I'm also just going to contour my nose. Okay, for blush, now she was wearing a very distinct peachy blush, so I'm just going to go in with my sleek lace blush palette, and I'm going to use this shade and just focusing on the apples of my cheeks and blending it out. Now ideally I would use a lipstick for this because, I mean, not in all of the scenes, but definitely in some of the scenes, the blush was very sort of shiny. Like, I don't know what they actually use. I think they must use like a lipstick or something, because in a lot of films I noticed in some of the scenes with blush, it's like really, really shiny looking. So it's definitely either a cream or a lipstick or something along those lines. It's not a powder. She was wearing powder blush in some of it, but ideally I would like to use a cream product, but I don't have any peach colored cream products. What I might actually do, I might go over the top of that actually with a highlighter. So I'm just going to highlight anyway using my sleek highlighting palette in Precious Metals, and I'm going to use this platinum shade. It's like a white cream shade, and I'm just going to dab this lightly on my cheeks to sort of create that kind of highlighted blush effect, like that sort of shiny blush effect. One of the things I love about makeup is the diversity of things you can do with the products. Like seriously, if you don't have a product, you can like, as long as you have like a few basic things in your kit, it's like you can pretty much do anything. You can pretty much get away with any kind of makeup look. You just have to be creative and think outside the box a little bit. Not a whole lot, it's not that hard to sort of figure out how to use things in different ways, but I think it really pays off. I think it really looks nice when you kind of use things for multiple purposes, and sometimes they look nicer than the actual products. Like sometimes you find like an eyeshadow that literally looks amazing as a highlighter and you can't find any highlighter better. So I'm also going to highlight down the bridge of my nose. Now I've noticed this a lot actually since I've been starting to look at film makeup. They always highlight their nose. I don't know why, but they always highlight their nose. Even if they don't highlight anything else, it's always the bridge of the nose. So that's what I'm going to do. And she had a very highlighted nose, so don't be afraid to pack it on. And I've also noticed that a lot of times they will highlight sort of this part of the face. So like the nose and the cheeks will be kind of quite highlighted, and not these, you know how people always highlight their cheekbones and their brow bones and all this stuff, and that sort of tends to be in real life what people do, but for some reason on film, I'm not really sure why. I should look that up. I should find that out. I'm not sure if it's the studio lights that make it look better. I don't know. If you know, let me know in the comments. I'd be really interested to know. Okay, moving on to brows. I'm going to go in with my Barry M Brow Kit Shape and Define in light medium. I'm going to use this dark brown shade in the middle there, and I noticed that her brows in this look were also quite round. So her eyes were very rounded, her brows were quite round, not sort of arched or sort of straight across. So I'm going to brush my brows to the side. Depending on what brow look you're going for, you kind of brush your brows depending on that look. So if you're going for an arched brow, you would kind of brush them more up, and if you're going for sort of a rounded brow, you'll brush them to the side. And for a natural brow, I always brush them down first and then fill them in and then brush them up. So I always like change the way I brush my brows depending on what look I'm doing. It just depends what's easiest. So now that I've brushed them, I'm going to fill in the shape first. So really just rounding out the top of the brow and also underneath. And then you can just go ahead and fill them in. And kind of brush them as you go as well to help you find that shape. Okay guys, so my camera just died and I've just been jamming out to the songs from La La Land, but I'm just going to go back in under my eyes with that brown shade that I used in my crease, and I'm just going to use a pencil brush. And then I'm going in with a tiny bit of mascara. This is my Maybelline Colossal Mascara. Okay, and then onto the lips, which is probably the most recognizable part of this look. So I'm just going to go in with my Maybelline Color Sensational lipstick in Pink Punch. And in a lot of the looks she was wearing kind of a red lipstick, but I really liked when she wore like this sort of pink, really, yeah, pink punch, a punch of pink basically. That's kind of the look that's kind of the vibe that I got from it. Even though a lot of the scenes she was wearing like a red lipstick, I kind of got more of a vibe from the pink one, I don't know. So I've just kind of put some on straight from the bullet, and then I'm just going to blend it out with my fingers because I really want to get just almost like a stain. I don't want it to be completely lipstick, I kind of want sort of like a pink stain. So guys, that is the finished look. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please give it a big thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and also subscribe for more videos just like this one. I do film and celebrity makeup tutorials. Also leave me a comment, let me know whether you like the look and what you would like to see next, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye guys!